Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for being here with me today for today's reading. Today, how many times can I say today? But anyway, for today's reading, we are going to be looking at what you need to know right now. So, these three cards are going to be representing your three different piles. You are free to choose. We have pile 1 as the Sacred Heart. For pile 2, we have the Saloon. And for pile 3, we have the Highway. Now, these are specific to each of your piles. So, which means, sorry, I'm having trouble, speaking today. So this intro is going to be a little all over the place, but you know the drill. Timestamps are down below. Whenever you're ready, whenever you found your pile, feel free to head there and that will be your reading. But these cards were drawn as your first card in each of the readings, so they're very specific to each pile, so I hope that helps you channel and find the right pile for you. I will have the breakdown of everything that we're going to be looking at in each pile, so I won't include it in the intro. As always, I will have the decks listed down below in the description, and yeah. I don't think there's anything else I need to speak about, so I will see you in your next pile, I will see you in your pile, and I'll leave you a little bit of time here so you can choose your pile. But I'll see you there. Bye, guys. Hello, Pile 1. Thanks so much for being here with me today to find out what you need to know right now. If you chose the Sacred Heart card, then that's how you know you made it to Pile 1. This is your reading. Let's go over a couple things first. So I plan this to be a little bit of a shorter reading just because if you guys follow up on my community page, you will know I've just been diagnosed with an illness. I'm pretty sick right now, and I don't want to go into the semantics, but yeah, things have been kind of chaotic recently, but I still wanted to get content up for you guys because I know waiting for a psychic reading from your favorite channeler can feel like hell sometimes, especially when you're really needing some guidance right now. So I really wanted to get something up for you guys in the meantime. Actually, how should I go through this? Let's just go through what everything means. I don't think I'm going to have a breakdown in the intro because I don't actually have this reading set up written down, so I'll just go off, I guess. With the Sacred Heart, this is going to represent the main blockage or challenge you're facing right now, and then we have 3 clarifiers for what your guides want to bring to your attention and different things that you need to know right now, and we will be clarifying, where's the tarot deck? We will be clarifying those 3 cards with 1 card from the Prisma Visions Tarot. I've yet to use this tarot on here. This is of course from Tarot Stack. All of these decks are from Tarot Stack as always. That's my favorite place to get tarot decks. But if you are interested in all of the cards, I will have the decks listed down below in the description. And without further ado, I feel like we're ready. There's a card or a hair on the card, so I'm going to move that. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, with Sacred Heart, there's a couple things that I'm getting. Some of you, let's just start overall. A lot of you are dealing with broken heart, trust issues, or going through a recent breakup or some sort of situation that didn't pan out in love in the way that you expected. And the reason I say the way that you expected is because I do get a strong sense here that some of you guys have kind of been running through that trap of watching psychic reading after psychic reading, love reading after love reading, kind of obsessing to the point where this person energetically didn't have any room to breathe, and neither did you. There wasn't any room to allow this connection to blossom, so while those psychic readings were probably accurate in telling you this person does have feelings for you, you guys could turn out to be really good soulmates, I feel like you guys accidentally took that to an extreme because I don't think you guys knew like what you were doing. I feel like you guys are still trying to learn the laws of the universe, not really laws, but just how energy works and how you can make it work for you. And also, I think you might have fell into that trap of if a psychic reader says it's true, then it absolutely is true. And I want to say, yes, like psychic readings are a great tool for guidance and for just clarity on certain situations. But when it comes to love, it can get a little touchy. It can get a little iffy because while I am a psychic reader and I love reading, we have to understand that psychics will not be 100% all of the time, and sometimes their readings aren't even for us. So some of you were taking guidance from readings that weren't even for you, and I want to say that's not your fault because, like I said, you guys are still learning, you're still trying to understand how all of this works, and you guys are probably still trying to understand how relationships and love works. And I just want to say, like, if you got a little too deep in the sauce as far as like psychic readings about this person, I want to say it's not your fault. And we will see what you need to know right now, but I do get a sense of some of you guys going through a breakup, some of you guys losing a loved one, maybe not death-wise. I'm not getting like a death here, and if you are going through a death, I am so sorry. But there's definitely a heartbroken energy here, or just feeling down, not feeling as lovable as you have been in the past. Like, I feel like your guys' confidence has been brought down due to this situation. I feel like you guys are kind of experiencing a little bit of trust issues, especially if you resonate with psychic readings. Like, you might be kind of like, what the heck? I don't believe in readings anymore. And that's a totally normal energy as well. Hello, Miso, please don't get into the flame. I have to be careful because the cat's tails can catch on fire. I'm going to put them down. Give me 1 second. Either way, I want you to look at this from a positive perspective. Now, when you're going through a heartbreak or a loss like this, oh my gosh, the cats have zoomies. When we're going through situations like this, we definitely don't see how the universe is doing things in our favor. And I think you might have either been projecting onto this person, making them out to be something that they're not, or you just weren't seeing them for who they truly were. And when we project an ideal person onto someone that we're seeing, they can pick up on that energetically as well, which is why it's so important to see people at face value and decide whether we like them or not based on that and not off of psychic readings, because psychic readings deal with the 5D. It deals with things that aren't seen, it deals with energies, but it's also so important to stay grounded in the present before making any big decisions based off of psychic readings. And I'm hearing like this might have been a little bit of a test just for you to kind of like wake up, not in a mean way, but I don't know how to rephrase it. Like, it's a way for you to realize that just because psychic readings say one thing doesn't mean it's always true, and that's why it's important to trust your intuition. Did you allow yourself to really get to know this person for who they presented as, or were you kind of making excuses if they did things that you didn't like because you heard in a psychic reading that they were your soulmate or they were your twin flame? Some of you guys are really, really, really longing for connection and love right now. And I want you to think back to where that stems from. Could it stem from a rejection that happened years ago? Or does it stem from something in your parents, like how they raised you? Did you not get enough love as an infant? Did you not feel loved growing up? Is there a reason why you're searching for your soulmate right now so hard? Or how do I rephrase that? I think right now it's important for you to pay attention to why you desire certain people or certain relationships in order to see if it's something that you actually want. I'm trying to think of an example. I'll use from my own life. So I'd say like close to a year ago, I was seeing someone and I was going through the same thing. Psychic readings told me they were my twin flame. I felt super connected to this person, but there were certain aspects like not responding to me or the way they would talk about certain subjects made me a little uncomfortable, but I was kind of like brushing it off because the psychic readings, I wanted to believe in the psychic readings so badly because I was so lonely and I felt unlovable at that time. And subconsciously, I was constantly looking for a relationship partner to fill that void that I had because I hadn't yet figured out how to fill my own cup up. And because I hadn't learned to fill my own cup up, I wasn't even sure what I wanted to attract. And so I was attracting people like this person that did not align with me and later ended up hurting me. I won't say breaking my heart because I'm over it now. A year ago, especially if I'm using it as an example, I'm definitely over it. But it did hurt really badly at the time because it just felt like another rejection, like I wasn't good enough. And I think this is almost like a wake up call for you guys to really invest in loving yourself and accepting yourself for who you are and figuring out what you want to be in this world, because you can't get into a relationship and then decide to live your life, you know? Some of you guys are holding yourselves back right now because you don't have a relationship. And I want to say, having a relationship partner is not the end all be all. You know, people in what seem to be happy, fulfilling marriages or partnerships, like look at Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox. I'm not like super fans of them, but I was always intrigued in their relationship because they would paint this as like this super spiritual twin flame meant to be in the stars sort of relationship. And now they've broken up, and I don't know the full tea, but it seems like it was a messy breakup. So when we get into these ideas of spiritual love before we're ready to experience a spiritual love, it can often bring us pain because we're choosing suitors that aren't actually for us. If we were our healed version of us, we would look at these people and we would see clearly that they are not aligned with us, and so it's okay to let them go, or it makes sense why they weren't into us. And I think a great saying is like, hindsight is 2020. You know, now that I've had a year away from a situation like this, I can understand how low on self-esteem I was. And I feel like if you guys give it a year or so and you, like, here's something I've been doing. For the last 3 months, I've gotten really serious about my self-love journey where I am not dating anyone, I am not looking to date anyone, and I'm not even having sex with people. I'm kind of on like a celibacy journey right now because I really want to have a strong foundation within myself before I'm out here hitting the streets, you know? And I think you guys could maybe benefit from that. Not even like a year-long journey like what I'm wanting to do, but you guys, maybe you just need like 2-3 months of just focusing on yourself and finding yourself again and finding your sparks and what lights you up and what you really truly desire. What some of you might benefit from making a list of what you want in an ideal partner. Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a stutter right now. I think, you know, writing down, do you want them to read books? Do you want them to make their bed every day? What does their life look like? What are prominent aspects of their personality? Are they generous? Are they kind to everyone? You know, what do they prioritize, and see what you prioritize in that. Because if you're writing a list about a dream partner, your dream partner is going to be attracted to you because you're similar to them, at least in the core values. So if you write down a list of what you idealize in a partner, look at that list and see where you're maybe selling yourself short as well, or where you're not fulfilling or meeting your moral standards. If you value someone who gives money to the homeless, do you stop once a week and give a few dollars to a homeless person? Think about those things. And the more you transform into the person you want to be, the quicker you will manifest and the quicker you will attract a person who will be on the same energetic level. So, if that resonates, cool. I'm going to put this up here a little bit and we're going to flip over these cards. We have Mars. We have the South Node and the North Node. And we have 2. Now, this isn't the second house. This is just 2 like the number. And I'm going to whip out the tarot so we can get some clarifiers. Let me angle the mic. I put it on mute for a second. We don't want that. Okay. I'm going to do a little shuffle. Maybe one more, and then we will get going. Okay. Spirit, can we please clarify the South and North Node? What do you want pile 1 to know right now? I always feel bad when it takes forever to shuffle. What do you want pile 1 to know? Okay. Got the 9 of Pentacles. And how about Mars, Spirit? What would you like them to know? Okay, we have, keep dropping it. We have tiny elephants. Interesting. That kind of looks like a soulmate card, if you ask me. I don't know. We'll have to look at the guidebook. And for number 2, Spirit, what would you like pile 1 to know for number 2? It's working on it. It's thinking. Okay. We've got strength. Okay. Perfect. So, with the North and South Node being clarified by the 9 of Pentacles, if I can get this aligned how I want it, it's telling me, like, deep down, your soul desires independence. And I feel like you guys feel this. I feel like you know this, but every now and then you get in these bouts of, like, I'm going to be alone forever, or you're never going to find that soulmate, and so you're scared of independence subconsciously. But actually, independence is what you need right now. Like, you need to figure out what makes you tick, where you want to live in the world, what you want to learn, what do you want to gain from this lifetime? Because North and South Node, the South Node represents past life lessons, and the North Node represents what we came here in this lifetime to learn. So you might want to see in your birth chart where your North and South Node lie. I feel like this experience of breaking your heart, or someone breaking your heart, I feel like I'm getting the message like this is something from your past life, so that's why you had such a strong connection with this person. But if you were tapped in really well with your North Node and who you were meant to be in this lifetime, you would have seen this person coming from a mile away, and you would have known, like, this isn't the type of person I should have gotten mixed in with. And I don't want you guys to take this as, like, I'm trying to be mean to you guys. I'm not, because like I said, I've gone through this exact same thing. But there's, like, lessons that you're refusing to learn right now because you're scared of evolving. That's what I'm hearing. I think it's time to step into independence. It's time to step your game up. Like, I'm hearing, work harder. Try to impress yourself. Try to outdo yourself every day. I feel like you guys need a good challenge right now to dedicate your mind and your body to. And some things I'm hearing are like working out, getting on a workout routine, starting a creative project that you've never done before, like take up painting, drawing, yoga. Like, you need to build up that self-confidence and that self-esteem right now, And you need to focus on what's in the present right now and not about these past life themes. Some of you guys might have had a difficult past life where, like, I'm hearing you were married and this person cheated all the time, which is why subconsciously you have a lot of these abandonment feelings and abandonment wounds. It might have played out like in your childhood, in this lifetime of abandonment. And it's like, I get the sense that some of you guys grew up where you were always having to be independent. You were always having to take care of yourself or take care of other people. And you never had someone take care of you, which is why now you kind of are refusing to take care of yourself because you never got that love that you were meant to. No one was there to take care of you. And I want to say you're totally valid in that feeling. It is not fair that you had to grow up the way that you did. And it is not fair that you didn't have someone there to love and nurture you. But it's also not fair to your future self that you're refusing to take care of yourself based off of things that have happened in the past. Eventually, it comes to a point where we have to realize, like, kind of like that Taylor Swift song, the "You're on Your Own, Kid, You Always Have Been." That's been resonating with me a lot recently because, I didn't have a lot of caregiving support growing up. I really had to take care of myself as well. And I think it's time for you to leave those wounds in the past and do whatever you need to do, whether that's get a therapist, get on medication, go to a support group, whatever you need. There are resources available for you to build this beautiful life for yourself. But you have to get on board as well. You can't sit here and just be complacent in your misery because you didn't get the things that you needed growing up. It's really time for you to show up for yourself. And over time, as you've learned the lesson to take care of yourself and not rely on other people, you're going to attract people who want to just give to you, who want to support you, who want to celebrate the beautiful soul and heart that you have. But you have to recognize that strength and that beauty within before other people can see that. Let's move on to Mars and the elephants. So I just read Tiny Elephants because I've never drawn this card before, and it's all about shifting your perspective. And what I was getting from Mars, some of you guys have, because you get, how do I say this? Because you have abandonment wounds or you feel you're not lovable enough, and you feel like people always leave you or always find something wrong with you. You might have recently in this situation or in situations in the past lost your grip of yourself, wherein, like, when they sit down and have a conversation with you about things not working out, you kind of got triggered, got heated, kind of said things that you weren't proud of or reacted in ways that you weren't proud of, or you kind of just lost your grip in the heat of the moment. And I think Spirit is kind of saying, like, yes, it's shitty when people leave or when people realize that they fall out of love with us or that we aren't their person. But I feel like you really need a perspective shift here, because getting upset and almost like arguing for them to stay, that's not helping you. And I feel like it's not helping you because you've experienced it, you've done it several times, and like, okay, well, this reaction is not getting what I want. So what do I need to change? And I think you should see, like, when people say they are not for you or that they're looking for other things, you should believe them. And you should say, okay, thank you. And I know it's hard, but recognize that if someone is letting you go, that means you're one step closer to the person that you're meant to love forever. And it's not always personal. I think some of you guys have a habit of taking people's rejections as something really personal when it's not. And that stems from feeling like you're not worthy enough. And that really stems from self-worth, self-confidence issues. And I'm telling you guys, once you step into that independent energy where you don't want people taking care of you and you're bossing up your life, A, your confidence is going to skyrocket, but B, you're going to realize like you don't really need these people. Like you wouldn't have given them a second thought. I feel like once you guys step into this boss energy, you're going to realize you didn't really want a relationship in the first place. Like you're actually more happy working towards your goals and creating a really lovely independent lifestyle for yourself. And there's also like a perspective shift on like recognizing that everyone is human. I'm sure you guys have gotten into situations in the past where you're like, oh, I told that person I liked them, but now I really don't, and you had to be the one that breaks people's heart. And I think it's important to realize that everyone is human. You made that mistake, this person made that mistake, and it doesn't mean that we're terrible human beings, but it just means that we're human and we're all learning and we're all growing and we're all trying to find the people that are meant for us and we're all trying to boss up and learn the lessons that are meant for us. But, we can't leave Earth without pain. And loving people and putting yourself out there can come with pain. You're not gonna have everyone like you. You're not gonna have everyone fall in love with you and be there forever. And that's something that you just kind of have to accept. And the quicker you're able to accept those energies, the easier it is for you to cultivate that love, because you are on your own. And you came here pretty much alone. You had your parents, but not everyone had their parents, and you're gonna die alone. Not in like the you're gonna die alone, no one loves you, but in the, you can't take someone with you, and you can't be born with someone either. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. And you need to cultivate that independent energy so you can get away from all this codependency that's keeping you in this cycle of love and loss and love and loss and heartbreak and just pain over and over and over again. It's not healthy for you and it's not helping. And I think it's also okay for you to recognize where you were wrong in the past and to have compassion for yourself and love for yourself and just recognize that you were learning as well. You don't need to like hold yourself accountable for mistakes, just like you don't need to hold other people accountable for their mistakes unless it's something where you need to like take them to court. Or like with this energy, I'm not really picking up on any abusive dynamics here. And so, like, obviously, if you were in an abusive situation, definitely hold them accountable to the point that you can. You guys will know when there's something that needs to be, like, avenged, I guess. But I don't really get that for this situation. I think it's just kind of the short end of the stick and the luck of the draw. So, let's move on to 2 and strength. For some of you guys, you could be a life path 2 or 22, or I'm also even hearing 11, something like that. But, like, it's in your DNA to be the peacekeeper, to keep things in balance, and to show love even when people don't show you love. Like, you guys have so much immense strength from growing up the way that you did, and you know it. Like, your challenges in life have led you to be a really awesome, amazing person. But you guys struggle with this energy of like, get them before they get me, or revenge. Like, you crave revenge, which is kind of not normal for you guys. I feel like you've developed this out of years of experiences that made you not trust people or made you feel like you never got blessings or you never got the same rewards that other people got whenever, they went through challenging periods. I feel like you guys feel like you're kind of left on the outskirts, and that is absolutely not true. I think for a while you went through a test of, can you be kind and preach practice what you preach when things aren't going well for you or when people are coming after you. And I want you to know it's okay if you weren't able to keep up with that energy. I couldn't either whenever I was going through a situation like that. Like, it is hard to be the bigger person, but I think it's important for you guys to know, like, it's important for your health, because I feel like when you act out of character or when you lash out at people, you feel it deep within your bones and it stores as energy, because you know, like, that is not who you are. That is the trauma speaking. And the quicker you guys can get a hold of that, the better you're going to feel, and the more confidence you'll have in yourself, because you're not bogged down by all this guilt of how you reacted. You guys are meant to find the balance, and you guys are meant to show love and compassion. And you have such big hearts. I know you guys can do it. It takes a lot of compassion for yourself and a lot of compassion for other people. But I know you guys can get there. So, if that resonated, thank you guys so much for joining me here today. I'm so blessed to be reading for you guys, and make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, or don't. I can't force you, and it won't hurt my feelings if you guys do what you gotta do. I don't know. Thanks so much for being here with me, and much love from the Mellow Yellow Tarot community. Bye-bye. Hey, Pile 2, thanks so much for being here with me today for a What You Need to Know Right Now reading. If you guys have been following up with my community pages, you guys know I just got diagnosed with an illness and I am very sick right now. I don't want to get into the semantics because if you want updates, feel free to follow or to subscribe and keep up with the community updates. But this is, I'm planning on this being a little bit of a shorter reading, but the last one was about like 30 minutes, so we'll see what happens here. Let's just go over. I'm not going to have a breakdown in the intro because I don't have the spread written down. This card right here is going... Oh, actually, if you guys chose the saloon, then welcome to Pile 2. You chose Pile 2, and you are here at Pile 2. This card right here is going to represent the main challenge, blockage, or something that you're dealing with right now. And then these 3 cards are going to give us information that Spirit wants you to know right now. And we will be clarifying with the Prism Visions Tarot. I haven't used this yet. The Prisma Visions Tarot. So yeah, we'll be clarifying 1 card each. And without further ado, I feel like we should just get started. With Saloon, I feel like you guys are definitely struggling with some form of escapism. This could be into substances, whether that be alcohol, drugs, smoking, or some of you guys are sleeping too much, or you are eating too much. There's some sort of coping mechanism that is not healthy for you guys, and that's what you're really struggling with right now, because you guys know it's not healthy for you and you want to make a change, but you're not exactly sure how to. And I feel like you guys are struggling with wanting to just enjoy the positives of life when there are some negative situations around you or just negative energies. And it's kind of like you can't have one without the other. That's what I'm hearing right now. Like, it's great to want to experience the good of the world, but it has to be balanced out with some less positive energies. Like, if I put this in the context of work, I love working on tarot readings. Do I love going to my 9 to 5? No. But does anyone? Like, it's great. It provides me with financial resources, it keeps a roof over my head, and it gives me something to do every day. But if I decided to take like 4 days off and solely work on posting tarot readings, that's great, but I'm not getting money from my job. I'm not able to pay rent, things like that. Like, there's some sort of imbalance that is happening here where you're just trying to focus on what's good and you're not allotting for reality to kick in. There is kind of a sense of being away from reality right now, or just not being grounded. Some of you guys might resonate with being a little delusional about something right now that you know is not healthy, but the escapism is helping you stay in a positive mindset. And I want to preface this. I am not bashing on anyone. Like, if I'm speaking about anything, it's because I've gone through the energy before, and I would never trash someone for being in this energy the same way I was in this energy. But it's like, I feel like you guys have gone through something really difficult recently, or things have just been really difficult recently. And so you're trying to find the positives of your situation instead of just dealing with everything surrounding you, like at face value. You're trying to like take the path of least resistance, which is actually harming you, because the path of least resistance would just be facing this and going through the hard times right now, because you're just kind of delaying a cycle that needs to happen. But if that's resonating, let's go ahead and see what the cards have. We have Stellium, Imum Coakley, sorry, and Aquarius. And let's go ahead, pull out tarot to see what is going on. I'm also hearing some of you guys are like not wanting to see the truth about someone, like their character or how they present in the world. Like, some of you guys are trying to make a relationship work or make a friendship work when you know like you're making excuses for this person. And like, it's one thing to have unconditional love for someone, but it's another thing to not realize your worth and kind of let someone walk all over you. So just keep that in your mind. Let's clarify the stellium, please, Spirit. What does pile 2 need to know? We have the Knight of Chalices, Knight of Cups. And then actually I'm going to move this up a little bit. Can you please clarify Imum Coakley? Sorry, guys. I need to work on... Ooh, okay. Strength. Oops. And lastly, Aquarius Spirit. Can we please clarify Aquarius? Okay. We've got the King of Cups. Yeah. Okay. So definitely, like, I'm getting a message here, like, you're trying to numb your feelings, or you're trying to not resonate with your feelings right now, or you're avoiding feeling some emotions, which is totally understandable. Sometimes we're faced with difficult emotions that we don't even know how to digest, and I definitely feel like there's a little bit of that going on. So that could be kind of like an undercurrent of why you are trying to look for escapism routes, and dabbling in substances. But let's start with the stellium and the Knight of Cups. The stellium is giving me a large area of focus inside of your life that, like, okay, here's how it's being brought to me. Some of you guys are like super passionate and love something that you're working on, or one aspect of your life. Some of this could be like, let's say, going out with your friends, spending money, or like dating around, things like that. Or even it could be projects like painting, drawing, tarot, things like that. Some of you guys have a very large focus on something that you're passionate about right now, and it's good because it's giving you a lot of things to focus on. It's kind of like, I'm getting, it was supposed to act as a distraction of some sorts from like areas of your life that you weren't too happy with, but now it's kind of turned into an unhealthy obsession to the point where you're only focusing on this one aspect of your life and you're allowing other parts of your life go. Like, maybe you guys aren't showering enough. Maybe you aren't cleaning your house, doing your laundry. Maybe you're staying up way too late to work on this thing, or to learn about this thing, and that's causing some strife in other areas, because if you're not feeding yourself, if you're not sleeping enough, drinking enough water, that's going to make you crabby, and that's going to affect your friendships, your relationships, your work. I feel like because you've been so focused on this one area of life, it's allowed other things to kind of go on the back burner, but these are important things that kind of can't go on the back burner. So I feel like there's a sense or a need to kind of reevaluate where you're putting your attention right now. If I would put this in an example, like years ago, I was obsessed with tarot readings to the point where I would sit and I would watch probably like 10 hours worth of tarot readings just because I was so fascinated and intrigued by it. And with that, I didn't realize I wasn't feeding myself. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't like making an effort to go make friends on the internet. I was just solely focused on my passion for tarot. And that caused a major imbalance of energy. And I feel like you guys are kind of going through the same thing where something is kind of like filling your cup up so much, but to the point where it's unhealthy. Like you're avoiding unhealthy emotions, or you're avoiding important tasks that need to be done on a day-to-day basis. And so, like, it's important to pay attention why you feel so drawn to something. There could be messages there. Like for me, if I align it with that example, why I was so obsessed with tarot was because I wanted to learn it myself, and I didn't realize like I could do it myself, and I could eventually one day do readings like this. And so for some of you, like let's say it's video games and you're just playing video games all the time and avoiding responsibilities. There could be a message there that like you want to develop your own video game, or you could actually go to competitions and win stuff for playing video games. But that doesn't mean that you can only focus on this. Like it's kind of giving me a Whiplash Rocky sort of vibe where it's turned unhealthy, like a passion has turned unhealthy. You're focusing too much on it and you're not taking care of yourself. So I think what would be good for you guys for the next couple days, take a kind of a step back and allow yourself to rest and take care of things that have been on the back burner. I definitely get a strong sense of like, you need to do your dishes, you need to take a shower, you need to do these things, feed yourself, go to the store. Mundane day-to-day tasks that you've kind of set off to the side need to be done now. You can't keep putting it off. And I'm also hearing like doctor's appointments. Some of you guys need to go in for a checkup and you're scared of going, or like what you're going to find, so you're putting it off. Now is a time to go. Like you need to go no matter what the results are. Who knows? They could be positive, but you just need to go, so you can have that weight lifted off of you. Let's move on to strength and Imam Kokli, sorry. With this setup here, Spirit is definitely coming through to say like, whatever you're working on, whatever you're super passionate about and putting all your energy towards, you are absolutely capable of realizing your goals and your dreams in this lifetime with regards to whatever this focus is. I feel like some of you guys have been ultra focused on this from like a survival point of, if I don't get this to work, or if this doesn't become possible, like I will die. And that's a very, like, I don't even know how to describe that. That's kind of not true. If you guys have that perspective, the universe is constantly wanting to provide for us and constantly wanting to make our dreams come true. And I think if you've kind of focused on this area of life because you're afraid of being forgotten, or you're afraid of being behind or falling behind, like, you're allowed to take breaks. And in fact, breaks are what allow the lion to turn into the beast, when we allow ourselves to rest and to take care of our creature comforts. So, making sure our home is in order, contacting our family once in a while, going out with friends, having fun is all a part of the cycle to success. If you're not balancing your hard work with having fun and going out, playing, and allowing yourself time to recuperate, if you're not doing that, your work or your focus is going to lack, and you're going to run into even larger problems. You're going to run into a burnout. You're going to run into problems where you put things so long on the back burner that now it's a problem. Like, I'm hearing some of you guys have not gone out with friends. You haven't talked to your friends in a really long time. And like, I'm not hearing that they're going to cut you off, but like, some of them are probably a little upset that you just haven't been reaching out to them, or you haven't been contacting them a little bit. And it might be good just to give yourself a break and realize that the whole world isn't going to collapse. Like, this whole mansion that you've built over here is not going to collapse if you take a break or if you take care of other things on the agenda. Because the more rest you have, the more creative you can be, and the more rest you have, the better your ideas are going to be, and the easier it's going to be for you to problem solve. Some of you guys have kind of hit a rut right now where you're like, God, I've been working so hard towards this. Why is nothing coming to me? And it's literally because you've been working so hard towards this that your brain is fried and you need time. You need to eat a vegetable, guys. You need to go out, drink a smoothie, and let the sun hit your skin. You need vitamin D. Like, successful people don't become successful just from working their ass off and nothing else. Like, some of them do. But a lot of them realized that they needed sleep. They needed 8 hours in order to keep going, to stay fresh, and to be healthy. Health is so important when it comes to creativity and ideas and actualizing our goals. If we are healthy, if we're taking care of our mental health, physical health, just the basics of the human body, you'd be so surprised at what you're able to do when you're eating a vegetable often. Like, your brain is going to have new fuel, which will create new ideas, and you're going to surprise yourself at how brilliant you are the more you take care of yourself, okay? So now is a time for rest, and maybe not even to journal. Like, don't even analyze things. Just do something that feels fun, just for the fun of it, just to get out of the house, just to take your mind off of whatever's stressing you out, whatever you're focusing on. And just take care of everything that you need to right now. The sun isn't going to explode in the time it takes for you to go down to the doctor, okay? You have enough time to take a breather and to take a nap. Some of you guys would benefit from taking little power naps in the day, especially if you're super busy. Just take a little 10, 20, 30-minute power nap, and that can do wonders for your energy. So let's go on to Aquarius and the King of Cups. Some of you guys, I want you to know, like, you do overthink a lot. I'm telling you guys, like, Aquarians know how to work the brain until there's nothing but mush, because they tend to think way different than society. And there's a reason you guys think of a life of a dream. Like, how do I even word this? You guys have minds that are out of this world, but you have a very fixed way of going about your projects, your dreams, and your goals, to the point where you kind of shut out everyone. And it kind of, I don't want to say this in a mean way, like, I don't think it's a issue right now, but it could develop into one. But some of you guys take a little bit of a selfish like tactic of going about realizing your goals, to the point where it's like this: I don't want to work with anyone, I want to have all control, I'm gonna shut out everyone's a distraction until I get this thing done. And think about how that makes your loved ones feel. I think you would benefit from kind of doing some self-reflection there, because you guys, I want you to know, you are going to change the world with everything that you want to cultivate. Like, you have, some of you guys could be like writers and you're writing a story. I don't know, the world on the Aquarius card just brings me to some mythical landscape. So Like, you guys are going to be well known for your ideas, but you have to know how to treat people. Like, success doesn't just come from hard work. It takes taking care of yourself and consistency in your routine and working towards things, but also if you're nice to people, like if you're kind and you take people into consideration, people will never forget how you made them feel, especially when it comes to, like, if you're taking time and people know you're busy working on things and you take time to go for a walk with someone or you take time to go for coffee with someone, people will remember that because they know you're so busy. And they're going to want to support you in whatever way they can because they're going to remember, even though this person was so busy, they took some time to help me out, or they took some time to just spend time with me and to have fun. And I think some of you guys could benefit from having more compassion in your practice. Like, you guys are very rigid in what you do. And I get the sense that some of you, you'll be like working towards something, and if you make a mistake, you're like, God, I fucking hate myself. And I want you to know, like, don't talk to yourself that way. Like, you're just making it worse. You're not helping yourself by talking to yourself that way. And you'd actually get more done and learn things quicker if you were kinder to yourself and if you show other people compassion, because who knows, maybe you take a 10-minute break to just go on a walk with someone and they say something that inspires you and you're like, oh my God, this is what has been waiting for me. Like, I've been waiting for this breakthrough, for this message. And it's all because you took a break and you took a walk with your friend. So that's all I have for you guys here today. I hope this resonated. If it did, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. I would love to have you guys join the Mellow Yellow Tarot family. And also, I just love reading comments, so like, feel free to comment. I try to respond to every single comment I get, but I am busy with work and stuff, so just keep that in mind. Just like you guys are busy, I might be busy, and I can't always respond 24/7, but I try. So thank you guys so much for being here. Have a wonderful day, and bye-bye. Hello, Pile 3. Welcome to today's reading. I don't know why I had a little brain fart there. If you chose the highway, then that's how you know you made it to Pile 3. You are at the right reading. So I hope you're excited to find out what you need to know right now today. As I'm excited. I don't have a little breakdown written down. This is kind of just a spread that I came up with on the fly. So there won't be a breakdown in the intro. I'll go ahead and go through what everything is representing. This card right here is going to represent the main energy or difficulty or blockage that you're dealing with right now. And then these 3 cards are going to represent what Spirit would like you to know. And we will be clarifying, if I can grab it here, with the Prisma Visions or Tarot, Prisma Visions Tarot. I haven't used this yet on my channel, so I'm excited. But without further ado, I feel like we can just go ahead and start channeling. The highway is telling me that you guys are definitely on a journey to self, really trying to come back to yourself, really trying to figure out who you are and what the world means to you. I definitely feel like there's some sort of philosopher energy here. You guys could overthink a lot or just struggle with turning your brain off when it doesn't need to be on. Some of you guys struggle with sleeping or getting enough sleep because you're thinking way too much. I feel like a lot of you are trying to figure out what the world means and why everyone is here, which is a big question to ask yourself. And I think because it's coming up with the main blockage or challenge, like, you guys are definitely struggling with overthinking right now, over analyzing every single thing. Some of you guys could resonate with how do I say this? Like, you're trying to see signs from the universe, but you're kind of kicking it into overdrive where it's a little unhealthy, like you're taking everything as a sign, and it's a little bit unbalanced energy. I get the sense like some of you guys just want to run away, start a new life, and like just be very impulsive right now. Like, you just want to leave everything behind and figure out what else there is in the world. And there could be good reason for this. Like, maybe you guys are struggling right now just with the life that you've built for yourself. It's just not resonating anymore with who you've become. And you're on this, you feel this urge to find out if there's more out there for you. And I'm also getting, like, because on this card, it says, prison area, do not pick up hitchhikers. And something I'm getting from that is, like, you kind of think everyone is out to get you right now, or you feel like everyone is out to get you right now. Or you feel like you can't trust anyone. Like, everyone's putting up a front. No one is as kind as they present themselves to be, or I don't know, just kind of like a hyper-vigilant energy I'm getting from you guys. Very much like a lock the doors to your being sort of energy. You guys are kind of on, what's the word? Like on guard right now, which is interesting. Hopefully we'll see more. I think the last message with this, some of you guys are like contemplating a move to somewhere you've never gone, or I don't know, just a strong sense of wanting to change everything in your life around, but you're just not sure how to do that yet. So let's go ahead and flip over some cards. We have 5. You guys could be a life path 5. We have mutable. And we have Gemini. So this kind of goes together. Some of you guys could have like Gemini in the 5th house, or you could be a Gemini rising, or just have strong Gemini placements in your chart, or even mutable placements in your chart, which would be Gemini, Virgo, Sag, and Pisces. Now, what we're going to do is pull some clarifiers. I'm just going to do a little shuffle. I hope you're doing well today. If y'all don't know, if y'all aren't subscribed and keeping up with the community pages, I have recently been diagnosed with an illness, so I'm a little sick right now. I won't go into all the semantics. If you're curious, you can go to the community page, or you could subscribe. That would be cool too. But anyway, yeah, I'm not doing too hot, but I hope you're doing hot. Clarify the 5, please, Spirit. What do they... Okay. We've got the 4 of Cups. Let me move this up here a little bit. Clarify mutable, please, Spirit. It's hard to shuffle still. Okay. We've got the 10 of Swords. And clarify Gemini, please, Spirit. Alright, we've got the Ace of Cups. What a pretty card. Oh my gosh. Kind of goes along with this. This kind of looks like a make-believe fountain, and this is a fountain, but okay. With the 5 and the 4 of Cups, what this is telling me is like you guys feel bogged down from your everyday, day-to-day tasks, routines. You feel like there's no fun surrounding you, and you kind of feel like almost trapped in a situation that you're not sure how to make better, which kind of goes along with what we were talking about in the intro. You're longing for this sort of creativity or this spark to come back to you. And it's almost like you've lost what makes you happy. You're not sure what makes you happy. And I get the sense that like you're not seeing the big picture right now. Some of you guys could have gone through a recent breakup or a recent big shift that kind of changed around your life, and it's not changed in a way that you wanted it to. It's kind of changed in a way that you feel kind of left out in the cold, kind of like you lost something very valuable to you, and you're kind of like trying to find your mojo. But the 4 of Cups is all about like not seeing the bigger picture, not seeing what's directly in front of you. Traditionally, it has a picture of 3 cups, and one is like kind of being brought in front, but the person is refusing to see it. It's like you're refusing to see your way out, or you're refusing to see how you can make your life circumstances better right now. And some of it might include like staying in a place that you don't like in order to create more stability in order for you to move on to something that you do like. But it can also mean like you need a perspective shift. Like you're seeing everything around you as so horrible and so terrible, or like you're trapped, but it's not really that. Like this circumstance is a gift from the universe, and you're just refusing to see it right now. You're kind of being stubborn in seeing the good of things right now. Like you're solely focusing on the negatives, and Spirit wants you to kind of see how you can challenge your viewpoint right now and kind of challenge your day-to-day routines. Like, are there things you can shake up that is within your control that can create a more fun and exciting life for you? Like, are you sleeping half the day away because you're depressed, when in reality you could like totally wake up early and go have fun before you go to work and stuff like that, but instead you're just focusing on how you don't want to go to work, so you're sleeping all day and being depressed and blah blah blah. And if it is like something chemical, I definitely recommend getting on medications if you can, seeing a doctor, seeing a therapist. I'm all for taking advantage of mental health support. But there comes a time where we have to kind of meet ourselves halfway, and we have to see where we are holding ourselves back. So some of you guys need something new to kind of shake up your day-to-day routine. Like even changing your routine, changing the time that you wake up, where you drink your coffee every day, or how you prepare your meals. Do you go on a run before work when you should try Pilates? Like things like that. Just try to focus on what you can control right now, and not focus on these big, gargantuan, crazy out there ideas. Like some of you guys would not benefit from upping and moving your entire life right now, because that would make you even more stressed and even more confused on your path in life. Whereas if you just found stability right now and figured out a life path right now and slowly made choices that would turn you into that person, like if you think right now like you want to up and move to, I don't know, let's say Florida, that's your soul showing you like you definitely long for a change, and you might actually really like living in Florida, but you can't just up and move. What would be better and more beneficial for you is finding stability right now and creating steps like saving money or looking for apartments early. Like make a year-long plan so that you can make all of these changes, but it happens gradually. That way you're not overwhelmed and you're not stressed, and you're not going to have a huge freak out if you do make some big changes in your life. Moving on to Mutable and the 10 of Swords. Some of you guys are giving your power away to people, places, or like even companies that don't really have much power over you. Like you're exacerbating a situation into something more dramatic than what it actually is, and you have more power to make things bearable than you think. Like your mindset right now is really what's causing you the most pain. It's not necessarily your outward circumstances. Now, your outward circumstances could absolutely feel like you're getting stabbed 10 times with a sword, but like I'm trying to think, I don't want to diminish anything, because like if it's your first time going through something, of course it's going to be painful and horrible, but I feel like you guys are asking Spirit how to feel better, how to just return to being positive, return to being happy again. And I think you have all the resources right now to be happy where you're at. You're just refusing to see them, or you're like, I don't know, like this will be for someone specific, but some of you guys are like in this energy of nothing is good enough for you, or constantly trying to find something better. than what you already have and appreciating what you already have. And because you keep like giving up on things before they have time and energy to develop into something greater, you're causing yourself to be in this cycle of pain, or like feeling not good enough, or feeling like there's nothing out there for you. Because it takes time for things to develop and for us to get used to it and kind of go with the flow with things. And I feel like if you're constantly putting yourself into new situations, or you're constantly dating around trying to find someone, I feel like you guys might be rejecting people before you even get to know them, or rejecting a workplace before you even get to know like what the day-to-day routine would look like. And it's kind of this energy of like, it's good to put yourself on a pedestal and to protect yourself, but right now it's kind of turned into a little bit of ego, where you're like putting yourself above your coworkers in a way where you're like, I'm the only one who matters right now, and you're not taking into account that other people could be going through really difficult situations as well, and they're able to keep their cool. And this isn't meant to make you feel bad at all. Like, if I'm speaking about things, it's because I've been there too, sis. Like, we can all relate to being in the wrong sometimes. And I'm not saying you're in the wrong. I'm just saying you've kind of gotten into a cycle of trying to protect yourself. But because you're overprotecting yourself, you're not even open to any of the positive energies around you right now, which is keeping you in a cycle of pain. Like, some of you guys are saying some people are like more annoying than they actually are, and they're only annoying you because your brain like has made them an easy target, whereas if you actually got to know them, or if you actually hung out with them a little bit, you would kind of be like, oh, I was wrong about them. They were cool all the time. I was just in a shitty mood, you know? And like, there's nothing wrong. Oh, sorry. I just bumped you guys. There's nothing wrong with going through this energy. Like, I don't want you guys to make yourselves feel bad. It's just good to be aware of so you can like fix it. Because I want you guys to feel better, and I want you guys to have friends and love the life that you're in. But you guys are kind of like avoiding the good things around you right now because it's not what you want. And like, that's a constant cycle. By the time we get everything we want, we're already dreaming for new things, because that's just how the world works. And you know, if human beings constantly got everything that they wanted at the snap of their fingertips, everyone would be bored. Everyone would probably like commit suicide eventually, because things would be so boring. There'd be nothing to work for. There'd be no grievances to gossip about with your friends, you know? Some of you guys just need to open up to people and be like have a shit talk moment with people that you're not used to. And like, recognize that they're a lot similar than you thought you guys were. And recognize that you guys have all gone through the same things, and like, there's no need to be on guard against people right now. And like, it's okay to be in a place that doesn't allow a whole bunch of freedom. Some of you guys need structure right now, need routine, even though you don't think you thrive in it. Like, if you dedicate yourself to a routine or a structure for the next 6 months, it's going to transform your life in ways you never thought possible. And like, some of you guys, I mean, with mutable and Gemini, like, mutable and Gemini signs like to just live life by their pants and just kind of go with the flow and see what happens, which is great. It's totally great to have that energy, because you're able to kind of go with the flow when things get tough and take the path of least resistance sometimes. But sometimes they can be in an energy where they don't want anything or anyone tying them down, and that's when it becomes toxic, because everyone needs community, everyone needs friends, everyone needs a job, everyone needs structure. You guys think like you have it in your head that you would do so much better like being a little nomad off the grid, but I don't like what I'm getting here. Like, you would not actually be happy, and it would actually exacerbate all of the things that make you upset, because you'd realize like it was you and not all of these other things. So just keep that in mind, and maybe need a little perspective shift right now and an opening of yourself to other energies. So with Gemini and the Ace of Cups, there is love all around you right now. Like, people want to be a part of your life. People want to celebrate you. People want to take the bad from your life and give you distractions for good things. And I think it's important for you to recognize, like, going back to that energy of a community is a lot closer to you than you think. Like, let's say you struggle with feeling bogged down by this workplace or something. And if you open up to the people at your workplace and y'all start talking about it, you're going to realize, like, Joe over there hates having to do this. And every time he does it, like, he feels like he is kissing up to the boss, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I feel the exact same way. And what about this? Like, and then Carrie on the side is going to be like, yeah, like, it's just, I hate following a routine, but I need the money. And you're going to realize, like, you fit in so much better than you thought. And, like, everyone is in this kind of hellish situation right now, but it's going to be important because you're going to realize it's not forever. Like, the more you open up to people, the more you talk about your challenges, you're going to realize a lot more people have gone through that, and a lot of people are going through that, and you're all working together to get out of it. You're not alone right now. You're not as alone as you thought. And I feel like it's safe for you to open up and be vulnerable with your emotions, and to get real about things that you don't like in your life, and to just, human beings can't be positive 24/7, and human beings can't be free 24/7. Like, recognize that you're going through things, and so are other people, and we're all here to support each other. I think that's a main lesson that you need to realize right now, is like, you can have support from people. Like, it doesn't mean that your circumstances are going to change, but it can make it a lot more bearable, to the point where you're able to work through it and then move on to something better in a fashion, like, in a way that is a lot healthier to you. Like, instead of upping and moving to Florida, you guys open up to people, seek support, and you're able to bear another 7 months with a company that you hate. And because you had those 7 months, you're able to save up enough for, like, first month's last month and a security deposit for an apartment in Florida. And then, like, by the next 7 months, you're going to have a job offer in Florida. And, like, everything will line up perfectly because you've accepted support from other people, and you've realized you're in the same shitty situation with everyone else. So if that resonated, thanks so much for being here with me, Pile 3. I hope you got all the messages that you needed here today, and I hope this makes your life a little bit more bearable, a little bit easier. Of course, you can lean on us here at the Mellow Yellow Tarot community down below in the comments. I'm also constantly trying to, like, post on the community pages to keep you guys more engaged and let y'all know what I'm doing and future video topics that are coming. But like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you feel like you want to do, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you, Pile 3. Bye-bye.